Try to inflect the right intonation. Boy, sometimes you feel something lift and you ascend and you present the gift to someone special, someone somewhere, you could say. But let us play with another emotion and feeling. Let us move the hands and find where there is no ceiling, and then go in again. The temple of nature. Nurture what you can. Find out something firsthand for yourself. Give something that is worth giving without intruding upon their own personal life. Intrusion. Invading something which has nothing to do with you. Do not act on hearsay. Do not act on hearsay. Here I say it, individual. To have character. And lead the way. Lead the way, all with sometimes no followers, until finally a following emerges. To merge with something. Intermesh the individual with some other individual, and somehow you find to be a true individual. You will find the divinity from within. So they say, and so I say, and so I believe it at times. Before you go to sleep at night, you can feel it. Sometimes you sense it, like the fear of being in the dark, and you think it must be from childhood, it must be this or that. What was I so afraid of? Showing yourself to be truly biblical, to be truly liberated, to be truly Muslim, to be truly Christian, is sometimes going there, really into the depths of the mind. What seems to be perverted, what seems to have diverted from some form of false, wholesome goodness, you find yourself unfurling, unwinding, and knowing the experimental self shows itself for a reason. A fable, a story, an allegory. To hear many things organically, like seeing the leaves go a particular way. Traumatic daydreams, you could say. People read into many things and perceive the wrong perception. They deceive themselves while they project their own story onto a story. And you find yourself confused, continually confused by the threatening hearts, the threatening minds. To love, to adore, to beseech and come hither and sit beside me. Sit beside and, yes, you could say, find that tide of manic, devoted warmth, which seems like rage. Some say you need a stage. You need to write down on the page and find that fluidity of thought again. Two people here with me, finding to see within my own consciousness, I said, to be repetitive and, yes, to be the sedative for some people's rage. Play the music of your tongue, the music of your lips, your mouth. The soft eyes meet the soft mouth. And sometimes we'll have a soft offspring. Sometimes. Yes, the lottery. You throw it. You take the gamble. And sometimes An opening emerges from the most unlikely of places, unlikely of people. Who are these people? What is this person? What is this individual? Sometimes silence doesn't really do it. Sometimes you need to speak, communicate, let you know what a human being actually is without inflicting pain. Just appreciating, yes, vanity within the rain. Vanity keeps you sane, gives you sanity, Oh, human, bless him. Oh, divine humanity. Is it kindness? Sometimes. Sometimes you're varied. You're the various kind. You're the various, you know what I mean? Sometimes you don't know. You just have to go with the flow. You just have to go with the flow. Find the land where seems to prevail your own psyche, where consciousness seems to meet the like-minded. Time flies to a standstill and stops. You find the shops, the markets, the ancient shopping, those ancient aspects of human character where people would do things for a reason. There's always something for a reason, psychologically speaking. Why people do certain things to divert from some negative truth. Why it makes them feel good. Why it makes them feel alive. Like you should. On this mortal coil. You sometimes put your hand in the soil, sometimes you don't, and you just go for a walk. Or you just sit still and listen. Listen to an enemy. Listen to a friend. But then again, I don't think there are any friends. Just lovers and intense acquaintances. Lovers, devoted heart, with the mind, all intertwined. And you yell silently sometimes. You speak quietly. You write a poem within the air, just like a composer. Just like as if you were on a holiday. Just like your own life. See it as a holiday. What a strange occurrence this is. What a strange existence. You could say it's as existential. As existential. Victor Frankl, Marcel Proust, I name drop, but let's be first hand and see it for myself of what I absorb. In the flesh, the moving picture, the written word, the awakened bird that sometimes doesn't want to fly. The wings that bring our hope and save the destitute from desolation. The destruction of so many. Heaven on earth, what does that mean? It's the birth of something kind eternally. And you repeat it the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day. Some people just don't like it. I guess that's what good and evil are. I was trying to understand. Yes, the sand within the cosmic spiral, you could say. The multitudinous wheel, the microcosm and the macrocosm. The phantasm, the phantom. the apparition of goodness, sincerely regarding everything, with so much feeling kept within. Sometimes you find a trickle, a tear, a drop of rain falling from the cheek, the eyes, a tremble, assemble with none unless they are dear. To the lost, lost and found, the sound of the frequency vibrates with. What does it vibrate with? Space. Space, 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 space. I don't fit the type. I don't ever fit the type. I caught your name, I catch your name. I match every game to this cosmos. I detect something in your voice which seems to show me something, seems to know everything about me. The ocean, oh, it goes in waves, just like the brain, repeats again until you actually finally understand the repetition and why it's saying what it's saying at a particular time period. Sometimes you need the pipe and say, do I look well? Do I look attractive? Am I active with you? How do I look? It needs to be framed, it needs to be shown, it needs to be known to a wider particular game. But then I said game twice. Let me speak again. Let me liberate, let me enlighten you, let me frighten you with something more sincere. Something without any fear. Fear of the dread, the doubt, the tumultuous aggression and rage, the angst no longer needed. You can't create art without any turmoil. You can create art through the written word all the time without any depression. False hope sometimes leads you to the impression that every single thing in your life is just gone. And then you find yourself. Takes time. You find yourself. You rotate, just like the movement of this spherical ship, just like the solar benevolent fire, that benevolent devil, and the morbid angel. Why, that mysterious morbid angel, the leaden angel is human as light, I said. Sometimes you're misled and judge people, and then you find yourself that the people that you misjudged sometimes, but then again, speaking your mind and finding the art within your poetry, the novel, the film, the moving picture, to not be lectured by people who sometimes don't have any answers. But then again, you have questions and questions that you answer to yourself. You keep it quiet, you keep it silent for years. Without peer, without a cheer, without applause, you find Santa Claus, Father Christmas, Mother Christmas. Never choose a side, they say, no ultimatums. Just sometimes, verbatim to let you know you're educated in a self-taught way, autodidactic. I think that's how you say it. I think that's how you pronounce it. Straighten my neck, Try to have a little grace, a state of grace, a state of place. Straighten your neck like a ballerino, like a ballerina, like a dancer, dancing away. With no force, no. With no horse, no. Morse code, subtext. Read between the lines, read between everything. The multiple meanings within one line, and you see the sign within it all. The human within the human within the human, and sometimes unwraps something benevolent and kind. Kind eyes, think kind things, kind thoughts. I wish this had an ending where you could end it and put it down and say, I've ended this, I've stopped this. But you keep going and you keep going and keep going. You seep through the eternal dust to dust thou art returnest. Cosmic eyes stare back, and sometimes back fills the void. Boy, I'm not an android, I'm not a robot. I only have individual thought, I said, and I still say it, and I will play it. Play on, I say. Play on, play on, play on. Play on. Say it again. Say it again. Say it again. To play, to play, to play all the time with this benevolent game, and ignore, ignore, and ignore the nonsensical, obscure game that manipulators always seem to play. Just stay away, they say. Just stay away. Please, while I comfort myself, while I recover from torture, while I try to find my own inner bliss, on the pathway to goodness again. Am I mad? Am I insane? Am I nuts? Am I a nutter? Shall I eat the butter and spread it all across my face? But then again, what have I done wrong? Nothing, they say, nothing, I say. But then again, formal dictation, and be no dictator, just a liberator. Edward the Liberator, Edward A.G. Wallace. From the bottom of my heart, abimo pectore, abimo pectore. That shall do, I say, says another close-minded Jew. That'll do. But then again, what was he? What was she? What were all of these different people giving their sermon on some mountainous hill? But still, let's be rational and fill yourself with something humanist, atheist, and say it was just a story, just like life, just like a dream. Nothing is but what it seems. Nothing is but what it seems. Nothing is but what it seems. Every single liberated human being should say, I am the truth, the light, and the way, without anyone inflicting pain and harm and disease and illness upon that person, because they would show themselves as something evil. So I say, long live Lucifer. You have tormented a neurotic mind long enough. And I say, puff and puff and puff away. I am liberated. I see now the eternal goodness, the eternal benevolent, effervescent light. I see all around me organs, dimensions, fragrances, formalities expressed and I love thee. Just keep going like the cosmos. You just keep going like the cosmos. You just keep going like the cosmos. High pantheistic, high fantastic, high bombastic, high pious. The thinking mind, yes, the thinking mind. On another plane, head in the clouds, find the fake shrouds and denounce them. First hand, first hand, first hand. You have to give them a hand. They deceive, they deceive, they deceive and leave nothing but pure hate. Pure hate. Boy, it's like hand in glove for me, this. To feel this, to know this, without any violent petal. How do I look? You think I look okay? You think I look okay? I don't know. How do I look? How do I look to you? How do I look to you? Don't be projecting. Don't project. How do I look? Who do you see? What do you see? Who do you see? Who do you see? Who do you see? I need to look in the mirror. Who do you see? Who do you see?